You know what time it is, X-Men. And this time around, I wanted to dive into Bishop, because Bishop is one of the coolest characters and he has one of the coolest backstories, and I know we're going to see him in the MCU at some point, so let's fancast him. And one thing going forward, I will not mispronounce any last name in this episode. You have my word on it, because I practiced. And with that, let's get started, shall we? Hello dear friends, welcome to another episode of Nerd News, a show created for nerds by a nerd. And if this is your first time visiting my channel, I greatly appreciate you taking the time, seeing the title, seeing the thumbnail, and gave this poor old man a chance. We've covered some good characters in this Marvel fan casting series, if you will, up until this point. And I wanted to find a character that we love, but we just haven't seen that much of in the live action realm thus far. So hence why I decided to choose Bishop. Plus, Bishop is one of my favorite looking characters. I don't know why. I just thought he was really cool looking. And plus that M that's, you know, on his face, I might get that tattooed. Oh, it look horrible. Mom, I'm not gonna get that tattoo, I promise. But before we dive into today's excellent episode, I've used that joke before, but I'm gonna recycle it. And I would appreciate it if you just completely smashed the like and the subscribe notification bell, because you know what? I enjoy making these, I hope you enjoy watching them, and I wanna continue doing this. So smash away, dear friends, smash away. So before we continue on, you're probably asking the question, Chris, who's Bishop? I don't know, checkmate, that kind of Bishop? I don't know. Let me tell you. When Professor Xavier's son, his insane son, Legion, went back in time to kill Magneto, Bishop was one of the mutants that was sent out to stop him. So when the mission failed and Legion accidentally killed Professor X, his father, whoops. But Bishop was the only one that was left in that timeline, and history was altered, and that created what we know as Age of Apocalypse. Not the really bad Age of Apocalypse. That movie doesn't count. I mean, if you've seen these episodes, you know how much I hate that movie. But just that story alone would make an amazing movie. So Bishop definitely needs to have, you know, he needs more screen time, guys. He needs a SAG card. So there are many amazing actors that could play this role. There's so many good actors that I kind of skimmed the Google. And I just came up with a little list. And this is no particular order, just these are the actors that I think could play Bishop. And in the mortal words of Heath Ledger, and here we go. First up, we're gonna look at an actor who is no stranger to comic book movies, and I've cast him in previous roles in the past, just because he is a good actor and he's an action star in every sense of the word. And that is actor Michael Jai White. Now, yet again, we do remember Michael from Spawn, which was a decent movie at the time. That's also getting rebooted. And of course, when he played Gamble in The Dark Knight. Also, I didn't mean to do the Heath Ledger joke prior to this, so that was an accident, but it worked. Now, Michael, of course, is on a ton of people's radar for a slew of roles. I mean, he has been in a Mortal Kombat before. I cast him in a Mortal Kombat episode. If you haven't seen that one, check it out. Let's just face it, the man is built like a tank. He actually knows martial arts. So when you get an actor who is physically gifted in that sense, you can put him in any situation. I mean, obviously you're gonna need a stunt double for certain things, but it's actually him performing these things in front of the camera, and that is rare. I mean, and we did see an iteration of Bishop in Days in Future Past, but very briefly. He didn't really have that much context to the plot or much dialogue, to be honest. So Michael, you know, continue doing those burpees, continue doing those lunges, because man, you know what you are? You're Bishop. Next, we're gonna move on to another actor who has been in a comic book movie in the past, and that is Yahya Abdul-Mateen. Yahya's career is just getting started. I mean, the man is in high in demand ever since his first big break, the first movie I've ever really fully seen him in as Black Manta in Aquaman. And side note, Black Manta was the best character in that movie. Comic accurate. It was just bloody brilliant. Mwah. Yahya also just finished filming the reboot for Candyman. Candyman is not a musical and or movie about a man who sells candy. It's a horror movie. It's a great movie. If you don't know about it, watch the original back in the day. It's good. And I loved his performance in Black Manta. His revenge story for Arthur killing his dad. It's just, you believed it. And if looks could kill, I'd be dead. He has this complex anger to him, and then he also has a funny side, like when he was building the suit. There's some little funny moments, so he's a good versatile actor. And he's also a very large individual, so he would really fill the role of this just giant time traveler very, very well, I think. So yeah, when you're done with that Aqua dude, you know, the Aqua bro, you know, for the Aquaman sequel that you're probably filming at some point, you need to jump over to Marvel, and you're gonna be my, I almost said Aquaman. That's totally not what I meant to say. You're my bishop. You're my bishop. Also, another side note, I don't hate DC. Just letting you know. DC, if you're watching this, I don't hate you, and cast me in something, please. Next, let's move on to actor Laz Alonso. So Laz is the only actor on this list that is slowly showcasing his talents here in Tinseltown. I'm not in Tinseltown, I'm in Seattle. You know what I mean. And he is known for playing Mother's Milk in the most brutal, most amazingly comical and intense comic book show, and that of Amazon's The Boys. Seriously, if you haven't seen The Boys, what? Now, Laz has been in a lot of good movies. Fast and Furious, Avatar, obviously The Boys. But The Boys is the only movie that really is starting to get his name out there. So he needs a fresh start with a character that he can make his own. And like I said, in all of these fan casting episodes, I love casting the unknown actors in these type of roles because there's less pressure. And a new face with an old character would definitely help to bridge the gap between new fans and us, the older ones. So Laz, you know what I think you should do? Okay, here's what I think you should do. You should put a parking brake on your car in Fast and Furious. You should get your avatar and kind of change it up so it has a little M on your face. Grow dreadlocks, and then you could be Bishop. All right, guys, so this is the last actor on this list. It's a short episode, but who do you think it is? Is it Danny Glover? Is it Donald Glover? Those are only two Glovers that I know, so I can't do a third one, sorry. So this last actor, he has a shot in Hollywood. You know, he has some talent that you know, it's there. It's there. He hasn't really understood his talent yet and how to showcase it in front of us, the viewers. I'm talking about this little actor. You might have heard of him. I think his name is Idris Elba. This little known actor. Idris Elba is the coolest man alive. He's up there with like Lenny Kravitz. Do you know what I mean? He's just a cool dude, and I want to have drinks with him. Do you want to have drinks, Idris? I know you watch this. So what can you say about Idris Elba? I mean, to me, the man should be the next Bond. He's as cool and suave as there is. It sounds like I have a man crush on Idris, and I do. He has that suave demeanor to him, you know what I mean? He is very charismatic. He could be arrogant depending on the role. He's very intimidating, and also when he delivers like a monologue, you listen. Do you remember Pacific Rim? And also, Idris has been in comic book movies before. Do you remember The Losers with Chris Evans back in the day? That was a comic book movie. And let's not forget the latest movie that he finished, James Gunn's Suicide Squad reboot. And that cast alone is amazing. So we're all pumped for that. It's James Gunn. He's not gonna mess it up. Joss Whedon. And Idris is a very talented actor. He can emote so many range of emotions, even without any dialogue. He plays amazing heroes. He plays really good villains. Remember him in Star Trek? Yeah, I know that movie wasn't that good, but he's a great villain. He has a good villain voice. And I don't know why I'm doing the Italian like, hey, he's got the good villain voice. And I think Idris physically looks like Bishop more than any of the actors on this list. I mean, a good example of that is the way he looks as Heimdall. I mean, do you see it, or am I just blind? But Idris, my man, you continue to be the suavest, coolest man in Tinseltown because you are my Bishop. All right, my friends, that is it for the Bishop fan casting here. Did you agree with my list? Let me know in the comments below. And guys, leave me a comment below as to who you would like me to fan cast next when it comes to the X-Men. And until next time, guys, let's leave you with another piece of X-Men trivia, shall we? So the X-Men were originally titled Merry Mutants. X-Men's creator Stan Lee was asked to change the name because no one knew what the word mutant meant at the time. So can you imagine if that was the actual title? Merry Mutants. So can you imagine if that was the actual title that stuck? Merry Mutants. Sounds like a musical. Silly Stan Lee. Merry Mutants. I love you, Stan Lee.